Hey, Boy Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report Practice Edition outside Auerbach Center. Last practice of a long layoff here between Monday's loss to the Bulls and Friday's matchup with the Cavaliers as the Celtics return from a three-game road trip to play the Cavaliers at home. They'll do so without Grant Williams, suspended for one game by the NBA. We talked about it last night on a news hit for the Garden Report. We talked about it on Spaces, and we heard from Grant Williams himself today, who accepted the punishment, apologized to Cheryl Flores, the referee that he bumped, unintentionally, he said, as he rose to his feet in frustration over a call in that loss on Monday, leading to his ejection. Here's what he had to say here today.
Disappointed for sure. I was more so disappointed by missing the game. Definitely one of those things where you never want to let your team down. It's something I feel like I did. When it comes to the punishment, it's just, I made a mistake. So for me, something I probably won't challenge in a sense, especially the fact that it's a female referee too. It's not something that we want our players to be doing in the league. So no matter if it was inadvertent or not, I got to be better. I got to be more mindful. Got to be more conscious of my surroundings, more conscious of my mental state, and not let anything affect me during the game.
Mark Davis said after the game that it was intentional.
No,
the way he saw it.
No, never that.
So what happened in that moment? Just kind of take us through.
Yeah, it was probably a succession of calls that I disagreed with, and then after the moving screen call, I just kind of was questioning. So I think there was a little bit of emotion in the moment. And then that next play was directly afterwards when I took the charge, which I feel like if it was a bang-bang play, you probably could go either way with it. Probably looks like more like a charge to my eyes. And then it was called a block, and I looked up, and I saw a block, and I just kind of got up and tried to run off, like just in disagreement. And then I look up, and I was like, oh crap, I'm about to make contact. So I literally, if you see in the video, I tried to avoid it, and that's when my glute hit her hip. And that's why I want to make contact. It's one of those things like similar in the game prior, Vucevic, when he tried to throw the ball down and Natalie was under him, but she ducked. So it's like things like that in a position, like you're just kind of emotion-wise, you're going. And like I definitely nowhere near intentional, nowhere near anything of that nature.
Now Joe Mazzulla and Grant spoke about this. Grant practiced today and stayed pretty long, running back and forth up the floor with Ben Sullivan and a couple of assistants, getting shots up, getting a intense cardio session in since he won't be at the Garden tomorrow night. But he's going to have to adjust those interactions, he said, that he has with officials because everybody's different. I know Jason Tatum had some complaints about the tightness, and the NBA Referees Association actually announced some respect the game rules, reasserting rules that are already in place for the most part, and clamping down on arm motions, swearing, some of the more demonstrative reactions to calls to try to inspire some respect for referees at all levels. I think that's what they're going for there. Tatum tweeted last night that guys can't be emotional. Celtics had gotten frustrated over Nikola Vucevic's reaction to a call, which did not cross the line, as Mark Davis said in his pool report, more of a show of emotion. That's something that they're going to allow guys to do, though they don't want it to be over the top. So there is some gray area there. I think what Grant and Tatum have talked about is the need to discuss with officials and interact, outside of calls, talk, see what's allowed, see what isn't, and have that relationship in place. So it's evidently, I don't think he did with Cheryl Flores there, and part of his response to accepting that punishment was the fact that him as a union representative, them as players, don't want guys acting like this. I asked Joe Mazzulla whether he's concerned with this, and I still don't sense that there's a high level of concern over the way that the Celtics have interacted with calls. They're fourth, according to Spotrac, in fines so far. A couple of technicals for Tatum, ejection for Joe Mazzulla, though the second technical was rescinded from that, and now a ejection as well as a suspension for Grant Williams on Friday against the Cavaliers. You can see his comments in full over on CLNS Media. Go subscribe over there. We'll have post-game coverage of Celtics Cavaliers as well as shoot-around coverage here tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. We're brought to you by Calm.com/Garden gets you 40% off a premium subscription of sleep, sounds, meditation, yoga, and more. What better way to relax yourself in those moments with officials than getting off the floor and using Calm? Sleeping, getting a good night's sleep is key. Calm.com/Garden gets you 40% off, helping you with that. Athletic Greens, athleticgreens.com, also big supporters of the Garden Report. Go to athleticgreens.com/Garden and get 5 free travel packs of their powder that includes whole food source vitamins, minerals, adaptogens, probiotics, immune boosting vitamin D. They'll throw in a year's supply of vitamin D as well when you go check out their product. They have great reviews. athleticgreens.com/Garden. We've been using it for months now. From the Garden Report, I'm Bobby Manning outside Auerbach Center with a practice edition of the Garden Report.